Hello and welcome to another Tech Talk from the Albert Lea Public Library. Today we're going to be talking about eBooks 101. So I'm just going to kind of give a rundown of the different services that we have available and when you should use each service. So the library has two ebook services that we offer to our patrons. The first is Overdrive, or more commonly known as Libby if you're using it on a mobile device. And the two icons that you may recognize if you've used ebooks before are the top two icons on the screen here. So the blue O and then the image of the girl's face is the image for Libby. So we offer Overdrive, and then we also offer Hoopla, and that icon you may be familiar with if you've seen it before is the bottom logo on the screen. So that's the logo for Hoopla. So I'm going to go ahead and talk about the differences between the two services so that you have an idea of what each one offers and which one you may want to use. So Overdrive. Overdrive offers ebooks and audiobooks for you. It's very common in public libraries throughout the US and even internationally. So you may, if you've used ebooks before, you may have used Overdrive. Our Overdrive is actually a regional library collection. So our regional library system, Selco, takes the funds from libraries and purchases ebooks for all our patrons in the Selco system. The Overdrive lending model is one person per copy. So if we have 5 copies of a book, then 5 people can read it at a time. And if all copies are checked out, you'll have to put your name on a holds list. This will become important when we talk about Hoopla because it works on a different model. So Overdrive works very similar to print books, where if it's checked out and someone's reading it, you have to put your name on a list, and when they return it, it becomes available for you and you can pick it up. So to get started on Overdrive, you can start on the website, which is selco.overdrive.com, or you can go to our website, the Albert Lea Public Library website. To get started, just look for that big O icon, click on it to get started. Or you can go to the App Store on a mobile device, so a tablet or a smartphone, and download the Libby app. So that's L-I-B-B-Y, like the girl's name. All it asks for is your library card number, and you can get started reading right away. Overdrive works with almost all devices, including strict e-readers. So if you have a Kindle e-reader, like a Kindle Paperwhite, you can use Overdrive, but you'll have to start on a computer to transfer your books over to your device. Same with the Nook readers. But if you have a Kindle Fire, an Android phone, an Apple iPhone or iPad, or just a computer, desktop, or laptop, Overdrive will work for you. The Overdrive collection really focuses on popular authors and best-selling books. So you'll find some older titles on there, but for the most part, we're adding titles of best-selling authors, popular books, nonfiction books that are of great interest at the time. So that's really kind of Overdrive's advantage, is that we can get newer books on there. But there's a great selection of books that are older if you're looking for something else to read. And then as Selco members, we also have access to Rochester Public Library's collection. They have a separate Overdrive collection, but you can use your Selco, your Albert Lea Public Library card to access that. So you would search for Rochester's Overdrive collection, which is rochester.overdrive.com, or in the app, you can add multiple libraries. So you could add Rochester as a location so that you can go in and look at their items. Just know that, There may be some duplication, but they definitely have some different items than we do. So that's a good option to kind of widen what you may be able to check out. So now we're going to talk a little bit about Hoopla. It works a little differently than Overdrive. So Hoopla offers ebooks and audiobooks like Overdrive, but it also has TV shows, movies, music, and comic books for checkout. This service is for residents of Freeborn County only. So if you have an Albert Lea Public Library card, you can use Hoopla. So whereas Overdrive works as a one person per title book, Hoopla works on a different model. So when you go to the website and you search the catalog, you can check out any title that appears on that website. So any ebook, audiobook, movie, even if other people are reading it at the same time, you can read it as well, because it's the purchasing model is a little different. So that's the biggest advantage to Hoopla, is there's no wait lists. Right now you can check out 10 items per month, and that's 10 checkouts. So if you want to watch a TV show, each episode is 1 checkout. So just be aware that you get 10 checkouts per month right now for your card. And I'll mention this now. So Hoopla tends to be older books or not as popular titles if they're newer, but you might find some surprises on there. Whereas Overdrive is a regional system, and we purchase titles on Overdrive specifically for the patrons in our region and their interests. Hoopla's collection, Hoopla does the negotiations, and they put up the titles and the offerings that are on Hoopla. So we have no control over what Hoopla offers. So that's why it tends to be older books, not as many popular titles, because on Overdrive we can control and buy copies of books that patrons are wanting to read, whereas Hoopla we cannot control that. They put up the selection. To start with Hoopla, you can start on our website, or you can go into the App Store on a mobile device and download the Hoopla app. You will have to create an account with your username and password once your library card is verified. And then Hoopla works on most devices except for e-readers. So if you have like a Kindle Paperwhite or one of the Nook e-readers that doesn't have access to apps, you won't be able to use Hoopla. So keep that in mind. If you have just an e-reader, you're going to want to look at Overdrive, because that's the only service you're going to be able to use. So now, since you've had kind of an overview of the two services, which one should you use? So there's a couple things to keep in mind. Overdrive is really great for popular authors and books, best-selling books. But if you want the latest bestseller or the book that everyone's talking about, you may have to wait a little while for titles, because people on the wait list are from all over the region. So Overdrive really works well for those types if you're willing to wait for the book. And it also works well as a browsing collection. So you can sort Overdrive just to see what's available now if you just want to read something, and you can go through and see what you can check out right now. In the same vein, if you're looking for something to read right away, you're not as picky, Hoopla might be the option for you, because everything you see is right there. Also, if you're interested in comics, movies, TV shows, that kind of thing, you could start on Hoopla. Just remember that on Hoopla you only have 10 checkouts per month, and those can add up pretty quickly, especially if you're checking out those TV shows. So Overdrive is not limited on how many items you can check out, it's just limited on how many items you can have checked out at one time and how many items you can have on hold at one time. So keep that in mind. If you're someone that reads a ton, maybe you want to use a combination of the two if you have the devices that are capable of using both of them. you know, if you like reading best-selling books, but you also kind of want to read something a little different and you just want to, you know, you need a book to read right now, you may want to put your holds on Overdrive and turn to Hoopla. But like I said, Overdrive has a good browsing collection, and a lot of the popular authors, their older books are on there. So you could go back and read some of the books maybe that you missed from authors that you like now. So, to sum it up, we have those two ebook services, Overdrive, or also called Libby because of the name of the app that is commonly used, as well as Hoopla. So I hope that kind of clears up the different ebook services that we have. And it's not just ebooks like you heard, it's ebooks, audiobooks, and then in the case of Hoopla, some additional content if you're more interested in that. If you have further questions, feel free to get in touch with the library. Or you can check out our website. We have some information and some commonly asked questions about the two services if you're looking to get started and unsure how to do that. So this has been our Tech Talk on eBooks 101 from the Albert Lea Public Library, and we will have another one next week on a different topic. So I hope you'll join us then. Thanks. Bye.